stick, then they learn how a stick is much denser than bacon. Caught a little piggy and I let the little piggy run amok. Blowing on sleep, little piggy kept waking me up. People often fight about which birds are the best birds, but everybody can agree that seagulls are the worst. I kiss.
I'm supposed to be immune, but that ain't the truth. Love wearing my blue tie and hair. Just to let you know you're not the last one to go. I was the last one to watch you gasp for air. And I heard all her sighs, some fear in her eyes. When I took her life, I'm deranged. And I roasted you, said yummy, you'll make a step. So your flesh I'll obtain. 'Cause I got victims and I'll wear their faces. It's a risky town, 'cause I'm chasing them all away. And they'll be slain. Yeah, I'm real big, I wear leather faces. Think I saw them down on a daily basis. So I got no friends, 'cause I wear their faces.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you want to keep it clean, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut LP had 4 #1 singles on? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, says, is there a balloon down there? Do I be safe? What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck? The entrepreneur, they said, when you jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet to get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Julio! Where's Commissioner Gordon? Come on! How you guys expect to beat me? You stupid!
Wait, you don't really think you'll win? Things change.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Everything changed. Yeah, and anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
And then she's like, wrong hole. I'm like, my bad.
That'll happen, man.
Yeah.
That'll happen. But you don't, what I find when you get in that situation is just keep going.
Keep on trucking. Keep on trucking.
You're already in there.
You're there.
You might as well finish.
Like, go to town.
That's
we're live. Fuck.
Oh shit.
Awkward.
God damn it. Welcome everybody. There we go. It's Thursday. I was caught off guard there. I was not expecting that. One bit. 17 beautiful people in the chat. I'm gonna steal that from Bancroft. I'm gonna start stealing stuff from
everybody.
I mean, yeah, I've just made that decision now. Watching all these other shows, I'm just gonna start stealing everything.
They don't watch us.
Yeah, everybody.
I like to find out.
That's it. That's how you get ahead in life. Everyone is steal. That's it. That is it. How you doing today, man?
Doing good. Doing good.
It's been a while since we talked.
Yeah. Went away last week for Mark's birthday. We went to some roller coaster place in Virginia. Knots Landing. Yeah. Memorable. Yeah.
Sounds like
I rolled the massive loop-de-loop scary ride twice. Well, those chumps didn't.
I would have been a chump. I don't go on that kind of shit, man.
Oh, they were bitches. But yeah, it was good times. Good times. And yeah, I've been having a fucking plumbing issues with my heater and my water heater. So I'm waiting for the fuckers to come out all week, and I've been giving myself Puerto Rican showers, and it's fucking gross.
At least it's getting warmer out, right, chat?
Yeah.
Most of the country. There's 80 degrees here today, although it's supposed to snow next week. Go figure.
Is it?
That's what they say.
Fuck,
got past Master Dan in the house.
Hell, brother. Good to see you.
Mark is also here.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to the chat. We have Duck Bacon. Hail Joe. Hail Sean.
Hell, brother.
Chat. Love it. Yeah, a lot is wrong with the woke writing. Absolutely. We're gonna jump into it because we're gonna talk about it in a second. Got Jerry in the house. Yeah, brother. Good to see you. Also, we have Efrain Jesus Nitveros
Pizardo.
Yeah, I'm sure I fucked that up again.
That's
so I
cool
apologize.
Pizardo.
I need to learn how to pronounce it because I would love to actually say that and sound cool doing it. But he says, hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We got Tark's Dime, member of the channel in the house as well.
Brother?
American Comics Co. Hail my chat. Hail to you, brother. Thank you for being here. We got Deer Man in the house.
Oh, dear. Nice to see you.
Love that avatar. That's awesome. I like that picture. It's very cool. Very cool. Let's see who else we got down here. Jay from Desolate Souls, absolutely killing it lately over on their channel.
Up? Hell yeah. Having some heavy hitters, getting reviews. Got to catch up on that.
Good fun interviews, man. I've been having real fun watching you guys.
One of my favorite shows, actually. One of my definitely great up and coming shows, but just they make you very relaxed. It's really cool. And good, great fucking guys.
It's got a different feel than a lot of other shows. And then they're killing guys. We got Jeremy Burt's in the house as well.
What's up, Jeremy? Hail to you.
Good to see you, man. Wiley J draws. We need Dylan Mulvaney to write comics. Yes.
Do we?
How would that go? I wonder. Luke in the house as well. Holla if you hear me.
We can't.
I can read you.
We can read you. What's up, Phil? He'll be here in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, what, Phil, on?
2 weeks. I believe the 27th of April he's coming on. Yes.
With Dan Dahl, right?
I don't know if he's going to be on or not. I know Phil will definitely be here. I think he might be trying to get Dan on. That'd be really cool. But yeah, we're going to have a fun discussion like we usually do.
Maybe I'm just announcing we're curing cancer, so be there for that day. It's going to be good times.
Let's see. We have the Curios Comics, Hail CG from Texas.
Tejas.
That's what I'm talking about.
Texas. Some margaritas.
Let's do it.
And the women's.
Yeah. I miss Texas. It's been a long time.
Texas.
Been a long time. All right. Neutralized Texan. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right. What are we talking about tonight? We'll bring on our guest here to have this discussion, but we're talking about. Oh, shit. Damn. We got to figure this out. We do an intro. We should do the intro on both shows so I don't forget. Like odd stuff, we just do an intro, right? And then appreciating comic book art, we just go into it. I completely forget all the time.
Well, you give that bullshit when you're like, I'm Joe Sontag. I'm blah, 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 blah. The Pope knows me. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm me and Kayla just sitting there and I'm looking up at Mark and George and she's like, read Chris Claremont. You know?
It's Thursday night. I'm feeling good. Welcome to
Art and stuff. 23 and a half years in the business on a technicality. Almost 24. Yay. I might be a little dysfunctional, but we functional. Editor extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
The expanding
The expanded Hispanic guide on paper, creator type 1, the only one, accept no duplications, launching sometime soon.
Yes.
Jersey's finest, Sean Aaron, with me as always, my brother not.
Very talented, very sexy, very distinguished, always narcissistic, but never vain. Staunch defender Rob Liefeld, and Gina Carano, and a lover of all things 90s. Joseph Michael Sontag, or Joe Sontag if you prefer, as the Pope likes to call me, JMS. Welcome to the show, and as always, what a fucking awesome show it is that we have for you tonight. Because we're going to be talking about what woke writers get wrong about writing comics. It's a hell of a title, but here's how this came about. I listened to a podcast called Robservations by Rob Liefeld. Big fan of Rob Liefeld's. I love his podcast. He has a lot of good insights. One thing he does on his shows, he'll go back into like his old comic magazines, like the Comic Journal, like all this kind of stuff from that he collected back in his day before he got into the industry. And he had an episode where he was just recently where he was reading an interview with Frank Miller. And Frank Miller was just talking about his rise to fame at the time. He was just doing Daredevil. So he hadn't gone off to do a lot of these other big things yet. But there's one part in this interview I want to talk about because he goes over writing a female character. And he kind of, it's interesting because he kind of talks just slightly about some of the pushback he had even back then. But his attitude about writing answers the question of what's wrong with woke writers today, why they can't get it right, why they can't write characters today. And Frank Miller basically just calls it out perfectly 40 years ago. 40 years ago? What time? When would this be? Holy shit, I'm getting old. Craziness. I'm getting old. We're going to bring on our guest, but before we do, I just want to say my computer's freezing.
Motherfucker.
Am I good?
Yeah. All right. Pre-orders for the variant to the U.S. Assassin Black and White edition, penciled by me, inked by Mike McMahon. I guess you could say tones, colored by Dexter Weeks. We're taking the pre-orders for that. We should be going into orders probably within a month and a half. You order it, it'll come signed by both Mark and myself, and then as a thank you, you'll be getting like a card, whatever they call it, of the pencil version signed as a thank you. So thank you for everybody that's bought, shared, and yeah, there's a lot of fun. You know, just redoing the Turtles homage. You know, one of the number one books we all kind of grew up on. I remember first seeing it in the Bronx. I'm like, it was right next to Amazing Fantasy 15. And I'm like, that's trash to Amazing Fantasy 15 because it was like round looking and old, and like just turtles or whatever. Yeah, so please sign, order, share it out like the clap, and yeah, you're gonna get some awesome art. And you know what's cool? Like, I don't normally have people ink me because I do the finish. I finish all the time. But
finish yourself.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, so you know, you see somebody's own take on their line, on your lines. What you add, they might not add, or they might do something better to it, or what have you. So it's really cool. So yeah,
came out looking fantastic. Everybody go check that out. Back if you get a chance. Hail, Paulus Art. Good to see you.
Hail. Good to see
we
you.
Also have Elliot Rodriguez in the house. I don't know.
Elliot. Good to see you, brother.
Member of the channel. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you.
One of our oldest friends of art and stuff.
We'll see. Something's going on. Hopefully it's okay on your guys' end. On my end, it's all funky. But we are going to bring on our guest, Aaron from Immortal Rising Comics. I almost fucked that up. I apologize. Welcome, Aaron, to the show. How you doing, man?
Hey, hail nerds. What's up, everybody?
There you go.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
No
Absolutely, man. Wiley J. Draws has been a comic fan since 1985, and I've never seen TMNT #1 on the shelves. Interesting.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Well, it was a low print run.
That's true. It was. I don't even know if I remember seeing it, to be honest with you. I might not have ever seen it myself also.
You think they'd redo it, you know, they'd reprint it or something. Another edition.
I feel like they did, and they've had like a couple different editions of that book that I've seen, like in the high dollar collectibles that they keep behind, you know, the desk and everything like that. That makes sense. But I was never I never actually saw it like Sean was talking about, like on the shelf as it was coming out. You know, like, that would have been cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Hail the Voyager 47. Good to see you.
I love seeing some of the somebody will post like classic X-Men stuff, and you know, from like 92 or 90 whatever, and I'm like, yes, I remember that, and now it's considered classic. I was like, I remember buying that off the shelf, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Doesn't it just hit you in the dick when you listen to classic rock and like now STP's on it or Guns N' Roses? You're like, fuck.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's kind of like that. But hey, you know, at least we grew up in a great era.
Yeah. Is Pantera considered classic rock now? I'm not sure.
Fuck yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it's just considered awesome, is what it is. You know,
Well,
I guess
yes.
it could be classic rock.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to jump off and jump back on real quick, see if I can fix whatever is going on my end. Sean, I throw it to you. I'll be back in a second.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about your book for a bit before Joe gets everything situated. How's the campaign going? I know you've been going on tour, essentially the QVC of like my book. So how's that experience going for you?
I've been on tour for since last Monday, and it's going pretty good. I really enjoy going onto all these different shows and stuff, and just like I kind of feel like I'm coming into somebody's house and playing with their toys, and
right,
visiting, and so it's been fun. I like it. Like for instance, I'm picking up some stuff like your guys' intro. I really like that, and the format of the show and stuff like that. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to tweak. Like I have my own channel. I've been doing it for just over a year now, and I started out doing like interviews and stuff, and then I kind of moved into doing like a Friday night commentary show. I have like a group, and we all talk about stuff, that kind of thing. And so I like that. Like you and Bancroft have similar formats for your show, which is interesting. I might consider doing something like that myself.
Yeah, we're brilliant. No, to be honest, we were just essentially a straight, almost being a shilling show for a long time, and that's great and all, but it was kind of getting boring for both me and Joey and I. Yeah, and both we were like, we got to be processes because we love having people on, we love meeting people, getting their word out on the book. As small of a channel as we are, but we still got to make it entertaining for us. And so far, so good. Since I guess January when I came back, everybody's abiding to what we say. Like
Well, I like it, and I don't know. I think I want to steal some of what you guys got going on. I was
steal away.
I'm totally on with whatever you're talking about, like stealing from other shows. You got to take whatever's best and integrate it.
Yeah, you don't know until you do it. Like you're saying, like Bancroft, awesome dude, one of the best shows. We kind of took tricks from him. A little bit of John. Some from Mark. But you just gotta take it and go and grow, and the chat makes it good. Like when I'm like, what do I talk about next? And it's like, they're just making fun of me because I'm an albino Mexican. It's like, this is great.
So go back to what you asked. The campaign's been going terrific. I'm on track. I'm over 50% now, and nice. I'm on my second week, so things have been going real well.
I would bring it up, but I have no controls over this. And that's how I like it. I just kind of like to show up. So, yeah.
So hopefully he comes back. And
right now it's kind of like pissing in the dark. He's like, Sean, you got this. I'm like, I don't know, buddy.
You'll be fine. So I guess since we have a minute, I have a little story. So I originally was going to come on this show last like June or July or something. And I was like sitting backstage. And I'm like, cool, you guys are the first show I was ever going to be on. I didn't have my own channel, anything like that. And as I'm sitting here waiting, nervous as hell, right? It's like, I'm about to be on a show, first time and all that stuff. And then like my computer crashes like right there. No. Oh, dude. And then like, explaining it sounds like bullshit. It's like, whatever. Okay, dude, but it crashed. Like my hard drive was done and I had to switch it out, get it. Oh, it was terrible. But the good thing from all that is that, it gave me time to really consider things. Like I had an original version of the book done by a different artist. Okay. And it gave me time to kind of rethink like how I'm going to network. Should I have two different artists? The whole thing. I was like, let me go back to basics and rethink it. Like, I don't know. It just kind of, it seemed like a good synchronicity for me. It's like, don't start talking about your stuff yet because you're not ready. And 9 months later, I started my own channel.
Had a kid.
Yeah.
Or a project. Call it tiny blessings. It's good that you reevaluate, assess the situation. And Jose's a beast of an illustrator. Yeah.
I returned to regain my honor, damn it.
And we're going to fuck shit up.
So, yeah. And
how far along into the book is it as far as like pages wise?
Completely done. We are
shit.
All done. Yeah, it's all done. It's 44 pages of story. Then I'll have like a little bit of extra stuff like for filler for page count, as well as like a map, because it's fantasy. You have to have the map. Right? And, And it's 44 pages, but it's 2 stories. The main story is 34 pages, and the secondary story is 10. So, yeah. So, and Jose does all of it. He does, front to back. So
it doesn't take the reader out of the experience, because it's sometimes like you're watching a movie and then they change the actor midway through the season for saying something stupid on Twitter. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, damn it. Gina. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, and I want consistency with art. So I was like, hey, dude, will you, Jose, will you please just redo issue 1 for me, and I will launch it. We'll do it one at a time, kind of thing. Because he actually did issue 2 for me. It's like 99% done. So, like, I'm already fully invested. Like, there's not going to be a wait.
Oh wow.
Other than, like, I want to go through the campaign version, or the campaign experience, then fulfillment, wait a couple months, build up some hype, see, because I'm sure it'll bring in more audience, and then I'll start building up to number 2. But yeah, issue 2 is done. The purpose of issue 1, anything extra over cost and shipping and all that stuff, is going to go straight into making number 3. So, because it's a 3-part act, and I got to do it all, or I mean, I got to do all 3 acts of the arc. So, yeah, and so far we're on really good track.
But that's great. Like, being your first time creator, you got your first book done. Second issue is done by chance, which is awesome. So again, build the momentum, doing all that. But now we all have not just Indiegogo. We have Fund My Comic by Luke. I think that, like, all these different platforms, you can build your own, and just to get yourself out, because like this is like QVC, we're on the show, like, and then now you got to get into the Walmarts of comics, the CVS of comics, and there's all these different routes, just to build your audience, build your brand, and to grow. And that's great. I think that's awesome. That it's number 2's pretty much done, and then by the time you start the campaign, it should be done by then as well. Figure shit out, of course.
That this time next year, I'll be ramping up to do a campaign for 3. So.
Oh, I wish you all the best.
Yeah, me too. Take it. But yeah, with that Fund My Comic though, so that popped up after I'd already started Indiegogo. Otherwise, I'd most likely be there right now. But, so on my channel, I talk to a lot of tabletop nerds, and also the Iron
my
Age,
dice.
like the pulp, the pulp writers, all the people that hashtag Iron Age. So I have some of them on there too, and like I'm constantly trying to pimp out Fund My Comic. I'm like, guys, try this out. I would like to see it turn into a marketplace where people can go and like shop. Because IGG is not, it's not a good place. Clearly, like they're and Kickstarter, I don't know, they're okay, but again, it's a giant corporation. And I don't know. I don't trust any of it anymore.
Hey guys, I had to jump on with my phone real quick. Still trying to figure out this computer thing. So hopefully I'll be back on in a second, and we'll bring up the campaign and the topic. So sorry, chat. Sorry, buddy. I will be back in a second.
I got this. Go do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I brought the ghost, is what it was.
There you go.
It's weird being on my phone. I'll say that. I'll be back.
Sure.
All right. Fuck him.
So what do you think about this this whole woke stuff and the writing?
I think it's wild. Originally, I just think it's a bunch of college kids that came out from college to get Netflix deals.
Yeah.
Like you when I was reading this shit, it's like there's no heart to it. There was nothing that I felt reminiscent of the characters I loved and grew up on.
Yes. Yeah.
And maybe a perversion, well, maybe a huge perversion with Cyclops getting fucking pegged from Wolverine, So
manly love.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I haven't read. I think the last it's been years. I stopped collecting mainstream almost 3 years ago. I think the last book that you want to consider mainstream in independent form was Rob Liefeld's Snake Eyes, and that was just a jerk fest of love for me.
Nice. That's
cool. Everything else I'm like, fuck them. It's better for us.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you guys were talking about Liefeld before in the intro. And I just saw an interview with him. I can't remember what show it was. It was a good interview, and I hadn't really watched his interviews. I didn't know he had a podcast or anything. Now
it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in rotation. So I really enjoyed listening to him talk about the old days in the early '90s and coming into it all, and talking about that old crew that got me into comics.
Right.
Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee,
The Dream Team.
Yeah. Just the X-Men, especially. Really got into it, and that was even before the cartoon. When they came out with the cartoon, I was like, "Oh shit, it's getting lit!"
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember that was Halloween of 1992 that the first episode aired. Then they redid it in February. Then they had like more special effects. I'm like, hey, that wasn't there.
Yeah. That's funny that you saw that. Me too.
Yeah. I'm such a nerd.
Like I couldn't name anybody else I know that would remember something like that. That's terrific.
Oh, dude, I love cartoons. Like I tell everybody, like this might be shitting on me and Joe, but when you read Type 1 and Reaper Destroyer, you probably read that comic or seen that cartoon before, but like in our own spin and span,
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
dude,
what I like about it. Like I got Reaper Destroyer mainly because I like the art.
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
The art throwback is really good.
He's from Joey's progressing page from. I hope he sees this and hears it. Page from page, like I see everything. Like we share like our progression, like our tips and this and that. And I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers are in such a treat for what you got stored for Reaper Destroyer. Then he's launching a supplemental book in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or so. So that's gonna be really exciting to see on his end of thing.
Yeah, I know. Like I don't get to a lot of the live shows, but I do watch you guys every now and again. And one of the things I like about Joe's stuff was when he talks about his appreciation, like he'll bust out an old comic and sit there and flip through it. I can't remember who he did the other like a week or two ago, but I'll just sit and listen to it because like I appreciate the exact same damn stuff that he talks about. So,
right? Yeah,
definitely. It's cool.
Well, it's a good place to go. Like Akba. It's there's a whole crowd out there that just are in for the art. People have like the different shows and whatever, and like we're both just nerds. Like this is what we rather talk about.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like, hey, we get to feel like we're smart, or like Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter's like, oh, look at this lovely cross hatching as they do against the black splatter. It's fucking awesome.
No, it's kind of, it makes me want to do the same. I just want to bust out some of the stuff that I like and be like, go over it with like, a small group of people. Like, what do you guys like?
Can I tell you a secret?
Of
Sometimes
course.
I give nobody else is watching. Sometimes I give him like opinions of books. He's like, nah, the crowd won't like that. I'm like, motherfucker. But like that's just between us. Like nobody.
So it's 51-49. Is that what you're saying? It's not 50.
No, it's like 62 to like whatever the other math is. No, but that's one of our favorite shows. Like even like when Art and Stuff was just kind of like a shill shack show, we would say that the Appreciating Comic Book was our favorite show because that's what Art and Stuff was kind of supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think things are going in a great direction now that everything balances itself out.
Yeah, you guys got the nice lighting,
Finally,
you got good format for the show. Yeah, definitely. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, try to be relaxed. Try to talk about what we like and go from there.
So how is your brand going? Because I can't remember the name of your dude. He's
Strees from Type 1.
That's it, Type 1.
Not Blue Beetle. Crazy.
Not Blue Beetle.
But I'm going to start using it as a hashtag though.
He's got the Type 1 diabetes, right?
Yeah, I essentially turned myself into a superhero when I was a kid because I wrote a letter to Make-A-Wish because I wanted to meet Rob Liefeld.
Hell yeah.
So after I'm like, I saw a show on Mario Lopez. It's like Choose Your Adventure. So this kid got to go to California to meet Rob, and Rob drew Bad Rock with him. And after I got sick when I was like 14, I'm like, I want to meet Rob. So I had this character I made when I was like 11. Turned him to me, wrote to Make-A-Wish, gave it to my doctor. He's like, what's this? I'm like, it's my wish. He's like, what? I'm like, it's my wish. And when he figured that out, he's like, that's not how this goes. But like things work itself out. Like a few years later, I got to be buds with Rob. So like that didn't happen. So like, you win in the end some way, somehow. Yeah. And it's cool. Like I've helped out with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, raise some money for kids to get insulin. So I don't totally feel like a schmuck with what I'm doing, but no, it's cool.
Not at all.
Yeah, and there's this guy.
Joe,
thanks for coming. Aaron, it was great meeting you. Everybody, remember, picture me naked.
Oh, jeez.
God.
Stealing
Good
my
show, everybody, up
thunder.
until that part. No.
Yeah. So I wanted to say hi to Art and Time of Jay Ryan as well as Amanda B.
Mwah.
Guys, in the house.
Yeah,
Noah
what's up,
popped in while I was gone.
Yeah,
And
no.
let's see. I saw somebody else too. Derek. Hail.
Hail
What's
Derek.
up, dude?
Jeremy Burtz, if I didn't say it earlier. Hail. We got Dean in the house as well. Thank you guys. Sorry, I've been having an issue, I guess, with the computer. So hopefully that doesn't continue to be a problem.
Can
But
somebody boot Noah?
silence Noah.
Yeah, boot Noah.
You are done.
Wait, he's 18 now. Like we could legally whoop his ass, right?
Well, I mean, technically, I guess. Yes, that's true. We could.
Yeah, just it's like being jumped in a gang. You just gotta,
Yeah.
take your beatings.
I got to bring up everything else that I had already prepared before the
So
stream
I
started.
apologize. I feel responsible. We were talking about this while you were gone. I was supposed to be on your show like last June or July or whatever, and my
Yeah, about a year
computer
ago,
crashed. And now I feel like maybe I've brought that back, and I apologize. I'm see if I can get rid of that.
know.
Look,
I
I
bring
gave
it
me a
up,
time
right?
to shine for once, so we're good. We're good.
Oddly enough. All right. Let's I know you guys were talking about the campaign a little bit. Let's jump into the subject real quick
Sure.
while my computer is at least working. And let's hope this works. Okay, so this is a snippet. This is about a 3-minute thing, and we're going to listen to the whole thing, but I'll pause it as we go. Of an interview that Rob Liefeld is reading of Frank Miller talking about writing comics, and it's something that I heard, and I was like, this is everything that the modern day is missing. So hopefully you guys can hear this. Let me know if you can hear it.
Then this
Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to start here at this, and we're going to listen to see what Frank Miller has to say.
shifts, because again, even reading this, very nerve-wracking, but this is 1982. The interviewer says, but
I don't know why he says nerve-wracking. I think Rob worries too much about like the current day stuff of what someone's going to think.
what about women? Did you know our distinguished competition, that's DC Comics, have been making a career endlessly rewriting the same article, how comics are sexist? And Frank Miller says, well, the answer is, of course they are, laughter. Then Decker says, and you have a character like Elektra who is certainly something very different. Frank Miller says, I have found that there's a simple way to get the feminist contingent, a real heavy-duty radical feminist contingent, angry at you. Go ahead and do a woman character.
You know what's funny about that? I'm listening to this, and this is from like 1982, right? That he's talking about this, and you wouldn't think, or at least I didn't think that was an issue back then, that they even had people giving pushback when it comes to like the feminists, but apparently they did.
Nah, women's had the opinion for a long time, Joe.
We got MB Bonner in the house. Hail. Love the avatar. That's great.
It's funny that you say that because I had Rob Hunter on the show probably, I don't know, within the last month or something like that. And he mentioned it too. He was like, it's made for young boys, like it's what it's supposed to be aimed at for, real reasons. Like it's supposed to be misogynistic in a way, So yeah, definitely. And I agree. Like, I want everything, hypersexualized, not necessarily sex, but like, look at, Green Jay or Jean Grey back in X-Men, or, I don't know, any of the other
Look at
Goblin Queen or something. Like, come on.
And shit. Yeah, I mean, there's a Hail J-Bot, by the way, so he just listened to this. It's a great interview. I'm going to drop the link in the chat when we're done listening to this, but if you have a chance, go back and listen to this entire episode, because the entire article that he reads from is awesome. But there's just a couple minutes here of Frank Miller talking about this I thought was really great. So let's get back into it.
And I think he's also saying, go ahead and write a woman character as a man. The interview says, is there no way that you can do it right? Miller says, no. If a woman character is tough and assertive, then you are castigated for portraying women as tough and assertive. If you do a Heather Glenn or a Sue Storm, you're castigated for perpetuating a stereotype. Yep. That's just a particular group that cannot be satisfied, and I don't intend to even try to satisfy them. I created Elektra as a character that I was interested in doing, not as a means to satisfy readership.
I love that.
Yeah.
That right there. He's not trying to satisfy anybody. He created, he didn't create a character, a female character to satisfy them. What I miss?
Jay Ryan.
Which one? Oh, sorry. I'm on a different screen, so I gotta go back to the screen.
Oh, okay.
Women have always been complaining it's timeless. Yeah, that's true. True, 100%. I
Yeah,
apologize.
wait
to
a
our
minute.
female,
How did they get
readers
how
out
did they get the right to vote? That's all I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if they didn't have it, okay.
But okay, so he goes on, but like he just makes some great points here. It's like you couldn't have this interview today. This would be like thrown up, canceled, in 2 seconds.
Right.
If this is what he was saying today, but it all makes sense. And this is one of the reasons why comic book stories and characters were so great by then. By the way, guys, if you haven't yet, please hit the smash, hit the bell for notification, smash the like, hit the bell for notifications. We have a poll that says
Grab her by the
87% has hit the like. Let's make that 100. Let's go. Appreciate you guys.
The interviewer says, a credible female villain. He says, yes, I worked on giving her a personality, a weapon, and a means of fighting that would make it believable. She is in no way as physically powerful as Daredevil and functions differently in every situation.
So you can't say that nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like that just makes too much sense, right? Like she's not a match for him or other characters in the universe. He had to invent ways within the writing of her character to make her be able to stand up and hold her own. Like it's common sense writing, right?
Well, it's like, and now they just make the strong female is just like a toxic man,
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
hyper misogynistic or whatever, hyper masculine male. It's like that's not women, and
with the
it doesn't
uniboob
play
and
on the
everything.
same power of what a woman's power is different than a man's power.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like that's why. I mean, okay, we'll keep listening, but that's just he makes so many great points in just this little paragraph of an answer that he gives.
Yeah,
she makes what she lacks. She makes up for what she lacks in physical skill with her fighting skills. And Frank says, and she does it in her own particular way. Her weapon is a sai, which is used in karate to augment one's strength. It is referred to as a karate weapon since the power of almost every karate can be amplified with it. And
I like that too, because somebody has done some research on what he's talking about, and he's put some thought into why he's given her a certain weapon.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool because Raphael carries the sai, and that's all that matters. All right, everybody. Jay Ryan says, I agree with not trying to please readers. Tell the story you want to tell, and hope it's like by people who want to be entertained. Exactly. I think that's what we all try to do, right? We write stories primarily for ourselves and hope that we connect with other people, that you like the stuff we like as well. Fortunately, I think when it comes to the comic book world, more often than less, there's a connection that's going to be made. When you write good characters, you write good story, whatever that might be, people tend to gravitate to that, So this is where the like the mainstream has lost the pulse, where you get people coming in and just want to make the characters their own, which here you have a living legend back in when he was 24. So Frank Miller, I believe, was 24 when he did this interview that Rob is reading. And he is at that age, at that young of an age, recognizing how it is that you write, and how it is that you write characters that connect with the core audience, the people that are actually buying the books. Like it was so known back then, and it's been so lost now. It's so sad. Like I was listening to this, and it was just, I was like, yes. I was like, preach it. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like that's what we're missing.
He's been pretty red pilled from for a long time.
Yeah, and I never knew exactly where he stood. I know they tried to cancel him a few years back, but I just was really. I liked a lot of this stuff.
How did 300 ever get turned into a movie? The only way is because they were shirtless men. It's the only thing I can consider. all the badass stuff, that all the themes in there, the masculinity and all that stuff is like, come on, dude. There's no way that would be allowed now.
Right? Yeah. That's crazy. Like how much has changed in that little bit of time. You're talking about like from 2000 to now, like a course of 23 years. This is where we're at, and really it's been really bad for like maybe the last 10 years, ramping up to the last 4 years. It's just been like insufferable.
Can I just say you haven't lived life until you walk down Times Square in a fucking blizzard hurricane singing Jodeci with Rob Liefeld. That is the life. That is the life.
I want to live that life.
Yes.
Nice. That's a good drop. I like that one.
I like to brag.
MP Bonner says never apologize. Yeah, absolutely. Never apologize. What he said earlier in that is like he doesn't care about what those people think. He doesn't write for those people, and it doesn't bother him at all. That should be the attitude of everybody in the industry when you start having activists come calling about whatever female representation, LGBTQ + - whatever it is. Like you are writing for, you are writing for the yourself. You're writing to tell a good story. You're keeping true to the characters, and you're writing for the people that actually buy in your book. And this is everything he kind of sounds like he's saying. So I only got a couple more minutes of this.
The interview goes,
rolling.
just so we're clear, that's the trident weapon that she is carrying. He goes, yes, it is called a sai. Since it makes every karate blow more powerful, it would be a natural weapon for a woman to use. He goes on to say that I am interested in doing characters I want to depict. I am not interested in my characters satisfying any particular group of readers.
Boom.
So as you can see,
that was it. That was it right there. Just how he ends his question. Perfect. Like that's the attitude. And I'm sitting there and listening to this. I'm just like, yes. I'm like, that's everything that the woke writers of today are not doing. And if you did, maybe you would have these sales like you did back in the 90s or 80s, or you would elevate books as they did. Like Frank Miller coming on and doing his thing and bringing up not only Daredevil, but he brought up Batman and a number of other. He was pivotal in the Wolverine miniseries.
Yeah,
these are guys that cared about their craft, cared about telling a story, did it right, and didn't do it for any particular group of readers. Now he says group of readers here. Today, writers do it for a group that aren't even readers. That's like how much of the spectrum has gone, from one end to the other. So,
but more importantly, Come and Talk to Me remix.
Yes. What?
Oh, the Jodeci song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, you threw me for a loop there, Sean.
That's what I do. Fucking shooting baskets, dunking like Jordan.
Well, and one of the other things with the woke writing and stuff, like for the one that I sent you of this little
let me bring that up.
And it was like, okay, this is supposed to be Mr. Sinister and Spider-Man, and they're having a real conversation. Like this is the same Mr. Sinister that I remember from creating the Legacy Virus.
Right.
Part of Executioner song. He was mysterious. He was foreboding. Whatever you want to. He was a very good bad guy. And
this is so perverted.
And now he's just like, oh, let's talk about where you shoot your webs out of your body. Like, are you serious? Like, am I supposed
so
to
here we go. The awkward interaction with Mr. Sinister. He says, so those webs, do they come straight out of your... No. Do you want them to? We're done here. What the fuck is that?
Wow.
That's in a Marvel comic.
That's horrible.
One of the best villains in Marvel universe, but definitely the X-Men universe.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what they're talking. Oh my god.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
That's like shit you would say at like a bar, like you're drunk. Imagine if he said this. No, it's not real shit.
First of all, what the hell is Mr. Sinister doing at a soiree hanging out with Spider-Man, with an empty glass? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
It's insane that this is just what passes for good writing. Not even just good writing, but what people think are good scripting. Like this is what you think characters say to each other or interact within this world, right? Of so much history.
Yeah.
Between all these characters that this is how they would talk to each other. This is like how adolescents would talk to one another.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this is like junior high kind of shit. Like we would joke about this at work or whatever lunch. But one of the you were saying like a villain, like he's a villain. And that's the thing he's going to come out with. He's a genius with genetics, and that's what he's going to have.
Yeah. Hail, Edwin. Good to see you. And like Jay said, everybody, please smash that like. Let's get it up to at least the 28 mark of the people that are in here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. His name is Mr. Sinister, not Mr. Creeper.
Yes.
But this is just common day. Somebody find that out, because I don't even pay attention to Marvel shit anymore. I don't hardly pay attention to a lot of stuff.
No.
What I see are things that people post online or previews of pages, and I want to throw up. It's the same thing. Like there was a Backlash finally made it into the new Wildcats book. They finally brought the character Backlash in, and somebody in the Wildstorm group. Yeah, I guess the new book that's coming out has Backlash in it. But somebody posted in the Wildstorm group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And it was just like a couple panel preview that the article had or whatever. And they were just excited that Backlash was back. But it just read so cringy. Like I was reading the script and it was just like somebody writing for like a sitcom friggin' formulaic kind of way of saying something funny.
They're
yeah,
making everything into Friends, and I love Friends, but I don't love Friends. I don't love. I don't want Chandler as my fucking superhero. You
right.
know, like
Sinister.
Let me see if I can find that. I'm gonna see if I can find that real quick and bring it up. But yeah, to your point though, I mean, this is writing, right? Is this how you want the your characters to interact with each other? I mean, is that how
all right, so
these people talk? I mean,
total disclosure, and to be fair, I do have a moment in my book where they're joking around, but they're like young, you know, like they're young and they're like
right.
guys hanging out, and so they're giving each other shit. But this is like supposed to be a villain that is intimidating, where Spider-Man doesn't know what the hell he's gonna do. Like, why is he even here? You know, like complete suspicion from, and then this guy's like, well, let me see where you squirt from. Like, that's so gross.
Zeb Wells wrote this. That's hard. Oh man, I was a huge Zeb Wells fan. Like back in the day, he was.
I don't know who that is, but
he was a good writer and great story. Damn, that sucks.
You know, and I'll say at least with this panel, you know, it doesn't look like it was just flatted. Like I've seen so much of the newer stuff where
colors,
like the colors are just terrible.
Yeah,
like it's real basic stuff. And I'm not even an artist, and I'm like, this is like, I don't know, this is like little kid stuff.
Okay, here, I'll bring this up.
That's basic bitch shit.
It's all right. Let me bring this is what I was talking. I found it, but this is just as cringy, and so not even going to read the entire thing. But at the very end, it's like, you girls know Warblade and Backlash ? And he's just like, hi, you know, and she's like, no. Hi, I'm no. It's just like a cringy comedy scripting, I guess.
Oh, Warblade's back.
Yeah, Warblade's back too, but it's played off as a joke.
Yeah, I know,
these two characters, these badass characters coming back with Pike for whatever reason, are played off as just like a joke.
Yeah,
you know, there's no respect to who the characters are. It's played off for some kind of quick gag and a quick laugh. You know, people kind of disagreed with me when I called it out, but it's absolutely what it is. You know, it's embarrassing that's
James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy ruined a lot of good writing,
dude.
And I've said that before. Movie should not be in every comic book because it's not the same,
right? And I've said that before. And there's a lot of people. Yes, I get it. People like that kind of humor, but not everywhere. Like there's a place that's appropriate for it, and then there's characters that aren't appropriate for it. You know the situation, know the scene when you're scripting. Don't make everything seem. And you know, maybe it is they're trying to gear to the Zoomer generation, right? Generation Z, and they're trying to get some of these characters to talk more like them because that's who they're gearing for. I don't know who it is that told them that was a good idea to put your investment in those readers, you know, and not the people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars reading your stuff over the years. But I feel like that's where comics have gone. Let's capture that younger generation that we can mold now, and we'll talk like them. We'll talk.
They didn't write that way for us. When I was first picking up books when I was like, 11, 12, 13 and all that stuff, like they were, you had to like pick up a dictionary every now and again because it wasn't just basic bitch kind of writing. You know, it's like they had concepts, they had themes, philosophy. Like I don't see any of that in this newer shit at all.
And it was great. Like Joe and I were both dyslexic, so we're both kind of semi-retarded. Like I remember being in special ed in third grade, like really learning how to properly read, and my teachers would be like, "Oh, it's great you're reading comic books because quote unquote bigger words that aren't like apple, ball, red, yellow, worm," you know. Yeah. And it was a huge leaping curve for me to read.
Well, there was thought put into it, right? I mean, like comics, besides the fun action adventure aspect of comics, there's also drama and scenes where you have to show the growth of a character or struggle of a character. You have to really tap into how they speak, how they talk. All characters today almost talk alike,
right?
They all talk, they all have the same kind of stupid jokes, the kind of rhythmic way that they say things as it's written. Nobody has like any singularity says, anymore.
The Dark Phoenix saga is one of the best written pieces of comic book literature because it shows you that Cyclops, once the girl died, he went on and tapped some other ass.
Yeah, I would too. Hail Fiend Machine. Also, Noah says, I'm Generation Z. He disavows. Well, good. There's hope. There is hope for Generation Z. There's some young kids coming up that seem like they are kids, young men now, that seem like they have a good grasp on how to tell stories and how to put characters out there, and they're absolutely rejecting this. But it's a constant reminder of where the industry is now, you know, and most of us, we've stepped away from it, right? We're focused on other things like independent stuff and comics.
Sign for Type 1 on Indiegogo. Don't miss out.
And Immortal Rising, Back Reaper Destroyer. But you read an article, you just get reminded real easy. If you read a lot of the old issues, or you just read an article, the people that are making comic books in that day, in that time, when the heyday of the heyday of like the 80s and 90s, and you just get reminded in a very sad way of how awesome it was and like how much shit it is now.
Yeah.
It's
before they got a mandate from the cinematic universe to be like, you need to implicate this character because in 10 years we're going to be putting them on lunchboxes and movies and popcorn boxes.
It's one thing
you're going to love it.
There's one thing to like make things with ideas to sell like toys and stuff like that. They're very profitable. They knew how to do that. You know, like that's a good way to market. That's smart. You know, now they're trying to sell these characters to groups of people. You know, and is pretty much like the activist. Was it the SEG?
Yes,
that stuff. You know, like
you know,
that's all it is. ESG. Thank you.
Yes, I've talked about this.
It's not a joke. I'm dyslexic. It's
like
true.
These people. No, you're fine. These people, like these corporate guys, their stock is traded in mutual funds that have to go through policy standards to get ESG money. So they don't even need your money because they're getting investment money through this ESG bullshit, which means they don't have to like you. They don't have to provide good anything. They're still getting money pumped into them for now. Like, let's not forget all of the cash that was created out of thin air. All that money has to go somewhere. And I personally, I think a lot of that is that's what it is.
How can I hop on that train? Diabetes. Yeah. That sounds great.
I was trying to explain that to my wife the other day, you know, as best I could, of just, you know, she pays attention to what I'm doing, but she also has her own life and our daughter and everything she does. And, you know, so there are times where we'll kind of go back and forth about culture and stuff like that. But I was bringing that up and I was just kind of explaining it to her. I was like, this is just what you have to deal with when you're in this kind of industry, the entertainment industry in general, you know, and business, honestly, like it's in business as well. Big, we were talking about Disney specifically, you know, and that came up and I kind of explained that to her a little bit. The Fiend Machine said they're not even characters anymore. They're just sock puppets for the writers to have to be on a soapbox. Yeah. And Past Master Dan nailed it too with the self-insertion. I mean, we know, like, you know, we know what's going on. We see it. It's been called out. It's just, it's a double-edged sword, but it's nice to see that the people back then knew how to deal with this stuff and just how much has changed within a couple generations or a generation, because it was generation 40 some odd years or something like that, but how much has changed within a generation rollover, you know, of people in, you know, the people that are now in our industry that are running everything, which I will say again, anytime something bad happens in the industry or something stupid happens, they're going to drive people away. The better it is for us. So everyone go check out Immortal Rising. That is live on Indiegogo right now with 20 days left, 36 backers, 58% of this flexible goal have been already achieved at $1,756. Yes, not Gee.
We are trucking along.
Aaron makes a good point. No matter how much we boycott the crap they're putting out, they still get the money. Yeah, and that's
it's a tax write-off.
I think once you realize that, you can just kind of, again, divorce yourself and move on. Don't let this stuff upset you. Just call it out what it is, and you know we'll do our own thing.
Now I look at it is just mock it, just make fun of it. Don't engage. Don't get mad. Just mock it. Like the whole effort is to demoralize all of us. That's all they're doing.
Don't buy it. And just mock it. You're like,
Joe's like, did you see this? I'm like, no, I've been watching Teddy Ruxpin. I don't care.
Comic book one comic book. I never know how that's actually pronounced. Executives don't have to make money anymore in order to make their quarterly bonuses. Yeah. And that's just a sad truth of all. We got Jamie in the house. Sorry I missed you. Hail.
Good to see you.
I know you guys talked a little bit. I don't want you to have to retread what you talked about when I was dealing with my computer issues, but let's take a look at the trailer here.
Cool.
And let's get into this.
Hell yeah.
That's
Wow, that was-
awesome. That looks like Warlands and Record of the Lotus War on steroids.
Yeah, the way I like to think of it is it's like the dark fantasy of Castlevania meets the epic fantasy of Final Fantasy.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a good mixture of those those themes, the aesthetics, and you could see all of that in everything Jose does.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the art looks fantastic. Very epic, like he does. I mean, that's his style.
Yeah.
I know not everyone is into like kind of the manga feel, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, the anime feel, but like art wise, like this looks beautiful. Like that trailer was great. Like it did a good job of showing a lot of the awesome art in this and breaking down the story very quickly.
That's cool, yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to do
right?
one. I want to do a better trailer where there's like, there's talking, maybe some voiceover work or something.
In a world.
Oh
I'll get
God.
there. Yeah. I had to lean into In a World. So
I like doing some voiceover. I'll just say I've done a couple voiceovers for some trailers. You got Matt Barr in the house. Hey, what did I miss? Everything.
Yeah.
Go back and watch his show.
This motherfucker went down. It was fucking wild.
Hey, we kept it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Got Sooner GM in the house as well. Hail. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. We are looking at Immortal Rising right now. Some badass art by Jose Garcia.
Look at the colors on that.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
He colored this too, right?
Oh yeah, he did everything. He even did the lettering. So.
Oh man, he did it the entire thing. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, killed it.
He wanted, he started practicing with this because he did number 2. Like number 2 is already like 99% done or something.
Okay.
And that was like when he started practicing lettering and stuff. And then this is probably like his second book of lettering. Yeah. So it's been fun. I was like, yeah, definitely do the lettering. I would love that. He's fun.
Yeah,
we've actually worked together for like 3 years now. Yeah, look at those airships, dude.
That is sick. Damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on, Jamie has something important.
Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Jamie? I'm totally walking around naked and invisible with a coffee, so I just be floating coffee up. I just be a floating cup of coffee. Nice. Hit the like and subscribe, everybody, if you haven't yet. I appreciate you. It really helps the channel get out there. Just looking at more Rising here with Aaron.
Oh, look at
just
that.
Looking at some badass art. Oh, yeah.
The tops of the trees and the clouds. Get
real, dude. Great imagination to put that out there. Like, that's just a really cool scene.
It really is.
Colors, too. Like, and I've said this before. Like, I know there's the bisexual lighting or whatever that they talk about.
Yeah.
But I honestly say, like, pinks and purples look great on paper. They look great in print. Absolutely lean into them.
It really matches the theme. Like starting out in, with the tension in the book, it's real just, well, this is daily life, the introduction and everything. And then as the tension builds throughout the book, the colors change and it gets, it really reflects it very well.
See, storytelling with colors is great. It's just, I think that's, when you work with colorists now, whether they're young or maybe they're just contracting you, they're in the industry and they're just, trying to get paid and stuff.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you lose the true storyteller within colors because it's just a job for them. But when you get somebody that actually cares and wants to know the script, what is going on, how can I make the colors reflect the things that need to be reflected?
Yeah.
It shows. And
he's worked for DreamWorks, like he's a master as craftsman.
Yeah. And he's a very talented. Yeah, he's absolutely very talented.
Meanwhile, you get like, I just got Procreate from my iPad, bro.
That's me. That was me.
Well, and I lucked out because, like, when I met him, he was just looking around to get out of the animation and try to get into indie comics. So we met at opportune time. I don't know how to describe it. So it was just been great, and we've worked together, off and on ever since.
That's awesome.
Jay Ryan says it's heterosensual lighting. I like that. Let's go with that. I'm gonna try to remember. Jamie also, I love and miss you. Or you guys, man, where did I get love and miss?
Love and miss you guys, huh?
I'm telling you guys, this is getting worse as I get older.
You're just fucking stoned.
That's true. Like I started smoking more, so maybe my dyslexia is worse. When it's still dyslexia.
I got this. LOL, you guys missed the whole start of that now. I look like some sort of perv. Jamie, our girl, you've always been the fucking perv from Jump Street. That's why we love you.
We love you.
Keep bringing it. Yeah. We missed that art and stuff. Used to be the dirtiest chat in all of CG, all of YouTube. So we need you back to bring that back to our lives.
You know what it was? Is like we had art stuff when it was on the Art and Stuff channel, right? And we had like that dirtiest chat, and then we switched to doing it on this channel. It's got like some different people, so like that kind of attitude in the chat didn't come over.
I missed that.
Yeah, this is sick.
This story is the 10-page story, because the main story is 34. This is a supplemental story. This focuses on the gods, and we get to see the whole main plot through their eyes. So
that is fucking beautiful.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, no, that is going to be turned into something. I'm not
Sean,
sure what yet.
Talk about the
bong, at least, some sort of smoking apparatus.
Well, like with this, I've heard people say, put it on a T-shirt, maybe do, like a little poster or something. But that's got to be turned into something for sure. Yeah, and unfortunately, he lost the PSDs of these, so I'm not sure.
Shit.
I'm not sure how we're going to approach that.
Right. Oh.
Sure that we could find a way, because so when I was talking earlier about my hard drive crashing, I think I might have the PSDs on that. I just haven't I haven't budgeted the cash to get everything downloaded off of that original that hard drive. So
yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, how much shit did you lose? Like
all of the original stuff. I mean, I had copies of it.
Yeah.
But the PSDs, I'm not sure that I did. It's like I have to delve back into everything, and hopefully it's maybe on that, because he lost everything. Yeah, it was pretty tragic.
I bet.
But that's all right. Here we are, still trucking ahead. We'll get through it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
But
now, when did he design these characters? Like, were you just like, I want this type of look, this type of aesthetic?
Yeah, so I gave him basic guidelines. I was like, this character, his name is Listo. He is the god of battle, and I likened him to the Cable from the 90s, and I gave him a picture of Cable with all these weapons strapped on him. I can't remember what issue it was from, but it was this badass
Exploit 16 volume. I'm kidding.
Right, and so he had all these weapons strapped on. I was like, the idea is that he's a god of battle, and he walks around with all this on him. And I said that the culture influence would be like Japanese, and so that's what he came up with. He was like, all right, here we go. And I mean, look at that Japanese armor, and I like the 40K kind of backdrop to him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a combination of like 40K or like whatever Joe Madureira got his inspiration from, and then like Tasuka, whatever the Japanese stuff like originally Power Rangers from, and like
really
Kamen Rider, like when you say the real life stuff. Yeah, no, it's awesome. That's awesome.
I really apologize, everybody. I've been trying to do an uptake in my water, and
yeah. I mean, you should. I drink a shit ton of water every day.
Yeah, I keep getting told I need to drink more water, so I'm trying to. I got water here right now. I'm trying to get it.
I think the average person would be surprised at how dehydrated they really are.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm always thirsty because of the diabetes. Sign up for type 1. But yeah, no, I understand.
I did want to mention with this book though. So I have the digital. Most of the extras, they're all add-ons. It's all a la carte. But I have a $5 digital version of it. I also have a $5 digital sketchbook of the 34 main pages, right? So it's the sketch storyboard of issue 1, and in Jose, so you can see his process. You can paint over it. You could finish the lines. You can whatever you like to do with it. Your own little coloring book. So that's also there as an add-on, $5. The basic Immortal, that is just your basic physical book with a PDF, and then with the early bird, which is only until next Monday, that is the 9th card, because I have 2 sets of 4 cards done by a different artist named Steve Whitehead. Magnificent. You can see it in the content there. I have it a couple of different panels, but and then the bundle is 2 physical books with the PDF and the early bird. That's in case you want to read one, and the other one just store. And then I have the everything. That's everything that I offer. The only extra part is I have a secret first Immortal, which is the if you scroll down to the bottom of the content section, it shows the first version of the book in comparison to what it is now. So I offer that as like an add-on, as an expensive add-on, because I'll never print it again.
Wow, yeah.
And that is for people who want they want the full experience, and they want to add on to help get it funded. So I put this out there as well. They never be printed again. If this goes anywhere, it could be worth something. So
no, that's kind of cool.
It's really fun. What's that? I'm sorry.
I was like, that's cool to see the contrast of that.
Yeah, exactly. So the original artist, I had that version done. It was originally going to be for basically like me and some close friends, like the guys that play these characters. I was just like, hey, we'll do some of these. And as I started understanding what it would take to do my own indie comic, all of that changed, and I wanted to offer something.
So you fired that guy.
What's that?
Okay, I said you fired that guy.
Yeah, you're out of here.
Hello,
so he lives in Indonesia, and he was difficult to work with, not because of him, but partially because of the government kept shutting down their internet.
Oh
shit!
Every so often there'd be a flare up of protests, and then they would shut it all down. And I would.
And people think we have it bad in the United States. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyways, and then so with Jose, I was like, let's have consistency of work. Let me put out a product that everybody's going to find professional and worth picking up, and it will enjoy more, in my opinion. So, yeah, good stuff.
I think everything worked out for the best for the overall product.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, it looks fantastic. I mean, it looks
some of that cheesecake on that Dami Mommy. That was nice.
Elliot said, "My beloved third world countries." Yeah, that's true. Elliot,
you're from Patterson. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Shut it down. Mm-hmm.
Elliot, he struggles with that. Yep, I get you, brother. 56 likes, and let's go get that up to 100. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. You end it. I have a poll that says 88% said yes, they did smash the like. 12% said no. I'm gonna let you in a secret, everybody. You don't actually have to answer no. You can just go hit the like.
Wait, what poll?
Patterson is tough.
Yeah, it is.
It says Past Master Dan.
So one thing I wanted to also to talk about was my fulfillment. That's all going to be handled by Critical Blast. Not sure.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So, he's actually the one that gave me the cash amount for the shipping charges. So like overseas guys, I believe the shipping is like $10. So if he can bundle shit and he gets like deals or whatever.
Really?
Anyways, I listened to my fulfillment guy, and I've seen guys, people would be like, "Are you serious? It's like $100 to over here or whatever." But that's where we're at. So it may take a little bit longer to get it if you're like in Australia, because it has to be bundled with other books.
Australia's that's a hard one.
Yeah,
so Australia's hard.
But it is there, and so don't worry about the fulfillment. Everything will be handled very well.
That's interesting. Like I want to see how it goes the first time around. Like the first time I plan on fulfilling myself, but if it's not too expensive and more profitable and more time, frees up more time to have somebody else do it, that'd be cool too. Yeah. But
I would say if you're worried about affordability, I would just talk to him and ask him what his rates are. You might be surprised.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's for anybody out there, that's cool. That is that something he's like openly advertising that he's doing for people? He's promoting it?
Yeah, he on his avatar logo, it'll say Critical Blast and it says logistics. So
it's awesome. Poll.
RJ
Yes, there's a poll in the chat. Yes, but I think I know what kind of poll you're talking about. We all know, Jamie.
We know.
We all, not that poll exactly. That's Critical Blast, RJ.
Yes,
says Jay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's,
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Blast. You probably find him on Twitter that way.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever. I'm sure I've talked to him before. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I want to keep options open. Like as we are all entering into like the business side of crowdfunding and getting the fulfillment's the biggest part, right? I mean, you get the book done and then you got to get it out to the people. First timers here, me and Sean has some experience helping people. I think he has a good idea of how it goes. This will be first time.
I'm really smart. I know what to do. I bag it, board it, pack it, smack it,
slap it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, I'll check that out. So, all right, guys. I think we're gonna end the stream here. Just I want to figure out what the hell is going on with my computer.
Sure. It's a good one. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. You got an open invite here.
I've regained my honor.
No, you've always had it here. We have no standards. No, but look, you open invite. When you get ready to fulfill this and that, just hit us up.
That's right.
For sure. Don't forget, number 2 is basically done, and I'll be launching it again later this year, or I will be launching it later this year.
Nice.
That is awesome. I'm ending the poll, guys, in the chat. So we're ending at 88% yes, 12% no. And
what was this poll for?
Bad boys.
To see how many people hit the like.
How many did?
I think we got. Let me look.
12% of you are degenerates. Can't believe it.
Motherfuckers.
58 likes. Thank you, guys. 58. I would love to get that up to you. I'm running an experiment with this every show now. This is the 3rd show I've done it. Just putting that poll up there, trying to up the likes. Trying to get people
the poll.
Keep the like.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like see how many people love the poll. Yeah,
not that poll.
Yeah. 24 is 57, 58 now. Yeah, not bad.
The things we do for you people.
Mm-hmm.
This worked very well, and appreciated comic book art the other day. Got a bunch of likes. Well,
you have boobs on that channel. Like here, you just got me and you.
So so here's the thing with the growing of the channel, right? There are some people that really get into the algorithms and like all this kind of stuff. I semi look into it. Like I get some people saying like, "Hey, you should do this." They're like, "Okay, I'll try it out." Ultimately, I'm too lazy to jump into the hardcore of growing the channel because I got too much stuff going on. So but I do know that likes help, comments help, all that kind of stuff helps. So if you guys get a chance, please do that. Engage with us in the comments. I love to talk to everybody here. And that's it. We'll be back Tuesday at 10 o'clock for Appreciating Comic Book Art, where we look at the Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo issue 6. And if you haven't read it yet, go out and get it because there will be spoilers. Catch up on the story because I'm telling you, it's a fantastic read. And issue 6 is, man, I can't believe we only have one issue to go. Like, I'm sad. I wish this was going more, but like this has been a hell of a read. So go get it. Join us next Tuesday or this coming Tuesday at 10 p.m. for Appreciating Comic Book Art Live. And we'll be back next week, I believe, for this. I think it's just going to be you and me doing our thing.
Me and you.
And you and wait, no, let's see. I don't know if that's a song we want to sing together.
It's really nice.
But more importantly, back that pre-order for the My Variant and Mike McMahon's inks over the U.S. Assassin line art variant black and white thing on Mark's Etsy store. Yeah,
I had everything originally pulled up so we could just throw stuff up, but then my computer went down, so I don't have anything to pull up. But you guys know there's links below.
I got something to pull out.
Sign up for Type 1. Go back, Reaper Destroyer, if you have a chance. I would appreciate it. We're going to be dropping that supplemental book here probably early May. I'm waiting on one page to be colored. One more page to be colored so I can really start advertising and getting it out there. Going to add that to the campaign. If you got the Destroyer tier, it's already yours. You don't have to do anything. So that's why you go get that Destroyer tier, even though it's a little bit expensive. And that's it. That is it. Everybody,
or buy the book for a goth kid.
Support goth kids.
Go support goth.
Yeah.
Support the goth kids.
Don't support the cutting though. Not that goth kid.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, I guess.
Live your life.
Live your life. We'll be the judge. Don't listen to me. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. As always, be good to each other. Take care of one another. And picture me naked. Talk to you later.
Say to you to your kids.